It's okay to be nosy. It really is. It's okay to be nosy. How often do we hear that? Probably not often enough. However, if you are spending your precious time and energy listening to something like a podcast or putting your time and energy into reading a book or being on social media, it is okay to be nosy. You want to be picky, you want to be choosy, and you want to know what you are going to consume, or at least have an itty bitty idea of who is the person who is behind the mic, who is the author, who is the person who is delivering the message, and what kind of message are you expecting to receive? What is that kind of energy and that feeling that you are anticipating prior to listening or reading or consuming, viewing, that type of thing, right? It's your time and energy going in to something like a podcast or a TV show or something on social media or a movie. So today I want to give you a little more permission to be nosy about me, at least be nosy about this upcoming podcast. I am launching. The podcast is called MyFESTUS.com Conversations. And I wanted to give you a little inside scoop on what you can expect from me, your host, Sara, as well as the kind of energy and the feel that you are hopefully going to receive after you listen to these episodes and just kind of what's in store, what is behind the scenes, because that's what it's all about. This podcast and the conversations and the stories that I write, it's really all about being nosy, and it's all about being behind the scenes. And not in a negative way at all, in a really positive way to kind of unravel a little bit who people are. And if you have followed along on my journey at all, and to do that, you can read a lot of stories on the website that I created, MyFESTUS.com, where I have spent a lot of my precious time and energy shining the light on the really cool people and places within my local area, which is Festus, Missouri, as well as kind of the whole Jefferson County area, because I was craving connection and I was craving community because I was not born, nor was I raised in the Missouri area. I was actually born in Minnesota, raised in Wisconsin, and then lived throughout Wisconsin and Minnesota up until a few years ago when I moved to Missouri. And I wanted to learn more about the cool people and places, and I wanted to also fulfill a creative writing challenge that I had for myself, and I decided to write stories, and I decided to put it out there on social media, which then became a website, and fast forward, now it's a podcast. So the podcast is very similar to the energy and the feel that you can experience when you go on the website. My goal is to always have people feel connected, to feel that they belong, to feel that they are at home. And when I say at home, often I mean at home within their mind, within their body, their physical surroundings, and within their soul. So it's kind of deep. Regardless if you live in Missouri or if you live anywhere else in the world, I try to infuse itty bitty aspects of encouragement and inspiration and positivity within the things that I talk about and the things that I write about. Sometimes it's concepts. Again, sometimes it's about the cool people and places. But I'm always trying to share something about my experience. I'm always trying to connect with who an individual reader or listener is. And I'm always trying to encourage all of us to support one another. And often that can just be supporting each other. Maybe it's supporting our family unit, where we work, where we live, where we worship. Supporting some aspect of community. I try to share, connect, and support. So if we're being nosy here, and if we're going to learn what this podcast is all about, I just want to give you a little glimpse because we already have a lot of episodes recorded and it's very exciting. So what you can expect is interviews with local people who have something that they want to share. These interviews and these conversations are not scripted. They are real. They are encouraging you to be nosy, and they are, from what we've recorded so far, really entertaining. They're really fun. They're also encouraging, and some of them are also educational. So you can look forward to that. The interview episodes are probably going to be anywhere from about 15 minutes to 30 minutes in length. I'm also going to be sharing what I call itty bitty bits. Something kind of similar to this, but probably going to be a shorter format. Today I'm talking a little bit longer because I'm trying to fill you in on a lot of things. But I am going to drop itty bitty bit episodes that are going to talk through something that I'm going through, a transition of something going on in my life as I'm in my 40s. I'm a mom, I'm working, I'm new to this area. It could be anything I want to share to connect with you in a way that feels inspiring and encouraging. So you can expect to receive 2 episodes per week. And again, that will typically be an interview style and an itty bitty bit episode. Now, where are these episodes going to live? How can you find these episodes? Number 1, where everything lives, everything is going to live on the MyFESTUS.com website. You can also find them on practically any podcast app platform out there. There's a lot. The platforms that the podcast episodes will be on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube, YouTube Music, Podbean, Pandora, Player FM, Podchaser, Boom Player, Castbox, Simplecast, Stitcher, Good Pods. The goal is to be a readily accessible podcast for those who want to see the length. This one's going to be a 5-minute itty bitty bit. Maybe I'm just getting ready for the day and I want to hear, be a little nosy to hear what Sara has to say. Now, this episode looks like it's going to be 18 minutes. This is perfect for my drive into work. There's going to be descriptions of each episode. So if there is more information about a certain person or place, then you'll be able to access that there. Or again, you can go on the MyFESTUS.com website as that hub and as that resource. And while you're there, please be nosy. Explore the other people and places on the website. I've tried to have a search feature. I have the stories that both I have written as well as stories from local businesses and people, all organized in different categories. And I encourage you to check that out. I also encourage you to know that this is a two-way communication. I'm a big believer in communication. And so if there is a request for a guest or someone you would like to see featured on the website or in the directory, reach out to me. There is a lot of different places on the website where you can send me a message. You can also find me on all of the social media channels, or at least most of them. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube, X, which was formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest. I think that might be it. I'm not looking at my exact list, but you can find me through the website as well. You can also go on the website and there is an oval button that says subscribe on the top left-hand side. That will get you on the email list to receive a weekly email from me. It's called a midweek motivator email. And these are very short and sweet little emails, and they have 3 components to them. They have a quick share from me, as well as some sort of community connection so that you can learn about some aspect, some feel-good thing in the community. as well as a support section promoting a person or a place with a very sweet incentive for you to check them out. It's called a must-have deal of the week. So those are all good things for you to look forward to from a midweek motivator email. So that's another way that you can be nosy. You have full permission to be nosy with those emails and with the podcast and with the website. Dive in, learn more, be curious. It is your right to learn about who you are consuming information from, right? It's your life, and when you are spending your precious time and energy to listen and to read and to learn, be nosy. I encourage you to do that. And I want to thank you for taking your precious time and energy out to listen. So thank you for creating an itty-bitty habit of listening. I feel when we make habits to tune in, to be nosy, to give ourselves permission to unwind or to learn through things like podcasts or stories or reading, when we give ourselves those permissions and we create these itty-bitty habits, that can create a big impact in our life. I'm grateful you're here. Thank you for following along. Have a great day.